just in the interest of time, we've got a few minutes with the mayor, and we're Matt Hart, the town manager, on as well, but he's having a technical issue. So we're going to roll here for a minute, and hopefully we can get it to work. So first thing I'm going to show you while Ronnie is getting us populated is I'm going to put on the radar loop. So let's do this, and everyone, we can still hear your voice. I'm just taking faces off so we can see the radar loop. But here is the latest radar loop. Now, this is as of about 3 minutes ago, and it's really interesting. The eye, you can really see the eye formation, and it is literally just to our west. It kind of went just east of us and then kind of took a left turn again. So now the storm's tracking literally just about due west. And so it's really fascinating to see. Let me get that loop going again here. And you can just see, now it's not a clean eye at all. If it were, we'd be in sunshine right now. But the good news is on the east side of it, you can see there's not a whole lot of rain. So we're catching a break. We're letting our sewage system and everything kind of normalize and catch up. So that's really, really good news. Mayor Cantor is going to give us an update on this in just a second. But I did want to show this. And then the other one I want to show here and is I want to just show where the center of the storm is. And hopefully we can do that. And there we go. Let's hide that and let's show this. So this is where the storm, now I can't zoom in on this, but if you look, you can see if you put a pin where our town is, it's in the center of that dot, it's a bullseye. So that's where the center is right now. And you can see things have really calmed down. There's almost no wind. The rain, thankfully, has stopped. It's kind of misty right now just because it's so wet. Everything's so saturated. So we are, we're really catching a break for now. So the concern is when is this going to turn around and start its trek back to the east? It's going to do that. Everybody knows it's going to do that. It's just a matter of when it's going to do that. And if so, then we're going to be on the east side of it. We're going to get the rain. The winds are going to come back. It will be remarkable how things deteriorate if it comes back kind of at our latitude. So, Mayor, let's start with you. What are you hearing from the governor's office? What are you hearing from your weather experts? What's going on?
So as of the 4:30 call with municipal leaders from the governor's office, they did expect that the storm, the worst of it is over. They were not expecting so much more from the wraparound, but they were more concerned about tomorrow and thunderstorms throughout the state. That was a bigger issue than it seemed like this was going to kind of stay to the west and track north and east. So that wasn't going to impact us as much as the thunderstorms. And again, as you said, the ground is saturated. I know there have been a number of people that have shared pictures about significant trees that have fallen, some across streets and some in yards. And we haven't seen a lot. And I don't have the latest update from Matt on power outages, but from the state's perspective, it's been fairly stable.
I'll look that up right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we dodged a bullet. We do. I don't have the pictures handy, but there maybe Ronnie does, but there are. We've seen some dramatic photos. I can try to pull them up while we're chatting here, but
yeah, I actually just published a story that had a photo gallery, including one taken by your daughter, John, and a bunch that were shared by John Phillips, the Public Works Director. And he said that there were about 15 incidents in town where trees were down across roads. There were more that the police told me about where they hadn't impacted roads, but they're things that are still needing to be dealt with. John said about half of the trees that came down on power lines half of the trees that came down fell on power lines. So as of right now, we have 349 customers without power.
Yep.
Well, sorry, Mary, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it could have been so much worse, and it still could get worse. So, we can't say, and for every one of those 349, they're frustrated, and I'm sure, but at least the bottom line is, as Eversource was saying, they can get to all of those situations so much faster. And we have our Eversource person right in, David Noble is right in our EOC. So, and responding and communicating with our director of public works, our town manager, our fire department, et cetera. So the coordination is really good right now.
And we do have, I'm going to leave it like this. Is that big enough, do you think, Ronnie? But we do have a couple of pictures that I'm pulling off of Facebook right now. This is Jenny DeMichelle, who put it on Neighbors and Friends. So public domain, but that's, I don't know the street, but that's a pretty.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's Spring Lane. That's actually a photo that is the lead photo in the story I just published. It was sent to me by Amy Melvin. So
yeah, pretty impressive. I'm gonna hide that again just so it'll be the three of us, and then so the good news is
that tree was actually totally uprooted, which is probably because the ground was so saturated. It wasn't that it broke because of the wind. The entire tree root system was uprooted.
I haven't seen all the pictures that you've gathered, but the pictures that I've seen have been that same situation, same scenario. The whole tree has come up and rooted. And in fact, our corporation counsel was sitting at his desk and boom, tree up, completely uprooted. Dallas Dodge. Yeah, I'll send you if it's okay with him. And his daughter's in one of the pictures, so I don't know. But completely uprooted and shook the house. It's pretty dramatic. We had a tree fall on our house years ago on Foxcroft, and it's a very scary.
Very scary. This is former Councilman Chuck Corsi, who's a very active business person here in town. This is on Walbridge, and this was just a huge branch, and it just missed the wires. So pretty spectacular to see some of this stuff. Again, fractional compared to the October 29th superstorm, but still impressive and scary to realize how Mother Nature can take charge of things. All right, Mayor, where do we stand on the state of emergency? Do you have an end time for it? You're going to keep it in effect through tomorrow?
So I'm waiting for an update on a little more information on the thunderstorms. We're thinking that we might need to leave it up through tomorrow just to see. We were hoping to have a narrower, kind of a more targeted scenario where those thunderstorms are going to hit, but they said statewide. Hopefully they'll have a clearer picture in the next few hours. But a lot of it's kind of weird because we have this real situation with saturated ground, potential flooding for if there's thunderstorms and potential trees. So we want to be able to make sure that we can close a road and Matt can access money quickly if we need it. So it makes sense right now to continue to leave it up, but we're ready to withdraw it when we need to. So my guess is it won't go beyond 24 hours, but from now.
And a little bit on the technical, Mayor, what you're talking about, the thunderstorms tomorrow. So this system in its wake is leaving us in a very, very tropical and unstable air mass. So what's going to happen is when the sun breaks through tomorrow, it's going to be in and out because it's so tropical, and we're still going to have a little bit of influence from Henri. But when the sun breaks out, that atmosphere is just going to heat right up, and storms are just going to fire up. And it's almost like, if you know anything about flying, when you stall an aircraft, it's going to get to a certain point and it's just going to stall, and boom, we're going to be in a thunderstorm or at least a heavy shower. And if we do get a strong thunderstorm, we're going to get the strong winds, and that could put us right back into this situation. So that's kind of on the, without getting too technical. So, all right, well, I promised I'd keep it short. Ronni, any last?
Can I just say a couple more things? Obviously, we haven't had the extent of power outages that we were preparing for. And always, I think it's better to prepare for more and hopefully experience less. But again, when if you have a generator, make sure that it is, you have the biggest thing that people were concerned about on the call. Well, actually, were two things: CO2 and making sure that they're not in a garage, that they have air around them, they're 20 feet from the home. Make sure that that's the case, because and there have been a lot of fires throughout the state, which is kind of was a surprise to me, seeing that it's so wet. But I'm not sure what's causing those fires. We don't know if it was a coordinated thing, but a number of municipalities were reporting fires. Which was
pretty scary. So,
yeah.
Regarding the generators, that is a rule. That's a rule. You've got to keep it 20 feet apart from your house, or you could potentially be cited. They're not trying to pick on you, but
Right.
no, they're trying to keep you safe. So that's the answer. Ronni, any parting questions before we say goodnight?
Well, my question was going to be nowhere near as serious as Sherry's, but can we put our patio furniture back out?
I would hold off till tomorrow night myself,
Okay.
but we're having some construction, so our patio furniture is not going out yet. But I think I just think that that things might get a little bit unsettled tomorrow, and so I would wait if I were you. But I think the win from this hurricane is over. So.
And Mayor Kane,
somebody just asked the question about trash trucks
Just gonna hit on
tomorrow, and yeah, I don't know if you mentioned that before while I was sharing to various pages, but
Nope.
Kane's has sent out a notification saying that they are planning to pick up trash and recycling tomorrow, so we should be good.
Yeah, and Blue Earth also. I know I'm a subscriber to Blue Earth. They're on schedule as well. I think a lot of people are anticipating so many road closures and not being able to do the routes, and people really being, really inconvenienced and really unsettled by this storm. But that's not the case. So, unfortunately, we've been in this situation before where we've had several hundred homes out of power on a fairly regular basis, which again goes to maybe we should be rebuilding our infrastructure in a way that's a little more resilient, but that's a whole nother discussion.
we can talk, next time we have you on, we'll talk in. I'll give you a little teaser, Mayor, because you've already approved this. So we're going to try to do town hall. Unfortunately, it looks like Ronni and I are going to be relegated back to doing the shows virtually like this because of COVID protocol. We were hoping to have a studio audience and really make it an interactive event, but we're going to figure out a way to do it sometime in September after the holidays. We're going to have you, we're going to have Matt Hart, the town manager, on, and we're going to talk a little bit about really a lot. We're going to cover everything. We're going to have you for a full hour. So we'll be able to do a lot. And infrastructure will be on that list, including how does Biden's infrastructure plan impact our town? Because it does.
It does.
And we're gonna talk about that. A lot of comments. I do want to let you know there's a lot of comments here thanking you and showing appreciation for your great leadership. And
I so appreciate. Yeah, no, our community was so great listening. And I know we are all tired of being told what to do, in another emergency, and we all are done. So I just want to thank our community for being so responsive and respectful and reaching out to neighbors and doing all that we're doing. That is what a community is all about. So my sincere appreciation.
Mayor, thank you, Ronni. Ronni, I know you've got people coming over, so I know you want to.
Yeah, my family's coming over for dinner, so
nice.
we were
Ronni
able
had
to do
just
it.
1 second. Ronni's had a lot going on in her life. Her daughter got married probably 4 weeks ago now, but July 15th was it?
Yeah, July 15th. So
July 15th. So
not even 4 weeks.
Before hurricanes.
So yeah, before all of this hit, and even before the mask
Right.
mandates hit again, and it was a beautiful wedding. I was very fortunate to be there, but so she hasn't seen her daughter much. Now they're back. Then Ronni went off to Nantucket for her vacation. So now they're having a big dinner. Her daughter's coming. Her daughter's husband's coming. So I know it's a big night over there. So we won't keep you, Ronni, but I know it's a big night. And
I just got back like 24 hours ago. So.
So anyway, yeah,
enjoy the extended family. I know he's been a part of your family for a long time, but it's official, and that's great.
And my thanks and my apologies to Matt Hart, who did try to get on. He did comment, confirming garbage trucks are rolling. Matt, I'm very sorry. We had a tech issue. We're going to work that through with you and make sure we don't have a problem next time.
Okay. Right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.